All right, hello everybody. Welcome to the stream. VRML preseason. This is week 6 now, ready to begin with a game here soon versus Toxic Units, or Team Toxic Units versus Team Gravity. We have 7 of the 8 players in here, so we'll be started off shortly. Looks like they're actually on the wrong side technically, but that's okay. We can fix that. Oh, easy peasy. All right, so hello to those tuning in. Multi, welcome back to the stream once again. So for Team Gravity, they're coming in here with a record of 9-2. Most recently having success against Backlash, winning on Monday and handing Backlash their first defeat of the preseason in the 6 weeks. So definitely Team Gravity coming in here with some strength for their region. Currently holding the #1 spot as a result. Granted by a narrow margin, of course. I mean, Team Gravity 9-2 with an MMR of 1280, scoring 541 points collectively on the preseason so far. Backlash also an MMR of 1280. They're 9-1. 467 points on this season. The plus minuses, always a telling story. And so for Team Gravity, they've scored plus 320 points so far in all these games that they've played, compared to Backlash, who has scored 256. Now for Toxic Units, they're coming in here with a record of 6-5 and MMR of 1210. Winning a little more than half their games so far. They played some tough ones, but they've been a great team, right kind of on that outer edge. You know, you talk about the top teams in Europe, and you know, you might look at Team Gravity, Backlash, Blast, Smash Dash. The Toxic Units right up in there. Calamity as well. But just kind of spreading on those playoff spots, or those final spots rather, you know, top 4 for the regions. Currently Toxic Units in 6th place. Again, not by a large margin. 4th place has a 1220 MMR. That's Team Calamity. So only 10 behind in that regard. And certainly every win in this last week gonna count a lot more. Still just waiting on one more player to join up. Hopefully soon we'll get them in here. Toxic Units. Looks like we do have players appropriately in the all in team now. I can't tell if they're switching or what. They have. Okay, no, looks like we're good. So off we go then. Round 1 about to start here, so let's go. For Toxic Units, going to be Lewis, Viatrex, that's Team Gravity. That's Lewis, Viatrex, Al Pacino, and Simon. Coming in here off this first joust. For Toxic Units, Taco on Thursday, Bad Internet, Lowrider, Sir Dominic. Oh, the duck! And the shot right off the bat for Simon. He's not going to waste any time. He'll go right in and buy his team plenty of points based off moves just like that. Simon, one of those players who will gladly duck, juke, and dance his way all the way to victory whenever he can. So, hot start there. Now, Toxic Units trying to roll out here with a zipper pass. Unfortunately, the last one not really going to the hands of anyone, so that will be sent clear on out, and the immediate boost following through. Lewis cannot make the shot, but the rebound will be tapped in by Simon. So Lewis, you know, he just wanted to give an assist to his teammate. That's all. Simon's happy to get the points. Lewis happy to get the assist, I'm sure. So an immediate 4 points here for Team Gravity already. Again, coming in hot off their win against Backlash, and well, now coming in hot off that joust. Trying to look for that tunnel pass. Almost reaches the player he was intending, but sails past both. Sir Dominic eventually collecting, going down low to Low Rider. Low Rider, the newest player here for Toxic Units. And now look at that fast boost again. I'm going to take an anchored 3 and take his time this time, so Lewis won't miss on that second lineup. Talk about a quick start. Jeez. The last time around in that Backlash game, Lewis had himself 10 points as well as 3 assists. Simon had 15 points and 3 assists as well. Good punches here from Toxic Units. That was Sir Dominic there on the other end. Looking for a good pass. Anchored shots will not be made because Al Pacino is guarding that goal like his life depends on it always. So to the other side it will go now. To be taken by that stack from Simon. Now Lewis just playing the back wall over here. You can see the Toxic Units defense playing a semi-zone right now, just trying to cut off the passing lanes if nothing else. Not necessarily guarding the man tight, but just cutting off those lanes once again. Now there's a punch one, but another one here. Sir Dominic getting the benefits of that brawl, and off it goes back into the other side. Taken here by Toxic Units. It would seem if they can get a handles on that. They will. Now Bad Internet will back that out to Sir Dominic. Will hand a pass right back to Bad Internet. It will be intercepted though, and into the pocket it will go. So once again, that stack, here it comes from Team Gravity. Simon looking for some more, actually finding Al Pacino, so distributing it now for his teammates. And that's a couple points on the board for Al Pacino, his first along with his save that he just got earlier. So 9 points for Team Gravity right now. Al Pacino last time around had 9 points for his team in that victory, as well as 3 assists and 3 saves. So Al Pacino always ever capable inside the goal. That pass just sailing past the hands on the rollout here for Toxic Units. So it'll be a turnover, unfortunately, for them. Viatrex getting some stuns. Gets one, but gets the second one against him. Via doing a good job leeching, playing those back lines, bothering the stacks. Sir Dominic causing a turnover here. Now looking for another leech. Al Pacino gets it done, but Sir Dominic finds the one, and there's the goal now for Toxic Units, first 2 of the game. The fancy pants replay that I've been working on, hopefully working without too much lag or anything today. Now rolling out Viatrex. First time on the offensive joust for Team Gravity in this series, this round. And down low it'll go to Lewis. Lewis backing it out now to Viatrex, who plays that back line, as he frequently does. You can see the teammates here. Simon stunning out the goalie. And now they have one corner pass Al Pacino. Looking for one more. Oh, but it's saved from Taco on Thursday. What a play that one was. And now to the other side it'll go. Maybe finding themselves at the benefits of a goal if they can. It'll be collected here by Via, though, so that'll maybe put a stamp. No! Right back at him to the other side. Luckily, they have Bad Internet there. Positioned very well. So he'll go in for the pass up top, then down low. Oh, but cannot capitalize on the goal. But yet another rebound for Dominic this time. Pass to a stunned out Low Rider. So well done by Via there. Yet another pressure put out. And then another save this time. Al Pacino just could not find an offensive play off of that, multiple attempt at it. So now going in at it off the top of the nest, just barely missing that one. So down low, and now Taco will find the goal. There's 4 points for Toxic Units. Just real quick, a replay at that save at the other end by Toxic Units. See, working it in here. It was a beautiful cross pass. We can see that just cut off right in front of the goal. That was a great save. And it eventually bought themselves a goal on the other end, too. So got to be happy when your defense translates into offense, even when it does take a little bit of extra time. To the midline it'll go. Al Pacino here taking that away for Team Gravity. They're leading by 5 currently. Toxic Units hanging in there, though. Not behind by that much, all things considered. I mean, Team Gravity got off to a fast start, rolled out with those 9 quick points, but they've kind of been stuck there for a little while now. So there's a speed at play now for Simon, but getting it stolen, and Sir Dominic coming back with some more points for them. So definitely benefiting off of those extra efforts. You know, rebounds, buying you some shots. That is the name of the game. Now Viatrex taking that one away, going for the deep rollout efficiently on that series of passes, just a straight line of passes, but it will be overtaken by bad internet. He's going to just avoid that turnover by going up to the tunnel. Now it's taken here by Lowrider just briefly. Via trying to contest it. Lowrider comes away with it, finds a shot, and it's a 1-point game based off that. Lowrider, the newer player for Toxic Units, but not new to scoring whatsoever. He has put them up in bunches. And possibly none more important than that one, because now it is just a 1-point gap. So huge opportunity there for Toxic Units as Viatrex distributes that on the rollout. Now, my apologies too to anyone watching this stream or the VOD later. I notice my voice is starting to get a little bit gravelly, so trying to keep it toned down compared to my usual self. You know, I have one more weekend to hold on to in the preseason, and then we can take a break. My voice can take a break. No break on that one, though. Putting on the stamp off the fantastic pass. So excited I didn't actually clip it for the replay, but nonetheless, that was a great one there from Team Gravity. Always so adept at those finesse passes and those finesse finishes as the defense rolls out here for them, and actually able to cause a turnover off of it. So deep down they go. Team Gravity is up by 3, recollected here by Toxic Units. Now the clear, a bit unsuccessful at first. Another opportunity at it. Now just going back into the mid area. So bad internet will get that one. And that is a huge shot for Toxic as he floats on in for the 3. That will tie it up here in the first round. And you know, they're really excited for that, no doubt. Gotta feel good about this round. So 45 seconds left. Tied up game. But you know, if it's in the hands of Team Gravity, knowing how good they are at the offense and how good they are at the passing game, got to be a little bit worried here at defending this. So you can see the pressure trying to contest heavily in that back line. They do not want Team Gravity to get it to the front here in the bubble. 26 seconds left. One goal could be damaging, and that one will be as it goes on through. And that is a 2-point lead here with just no time to spare. 3 seconds off of this next joust. So as a result, it will be Team Gravity just by a thread, narrowest margins, taking away this victory in the first round, 13-11.
And the round comes to a close. Orange has it this time.
What a great effort there from Toxic Units. They really made a fight out of that one. See the stat sheet. I mean, 4 points for Sir Dominic, 2 for Lowrider, 3 for Bad Internet, 2 for Taco on Thursday. Over on Team Gravity, the story of the team play between the boost and then the assisting. You can see the 3 points for Lewis, 2 for Al Pacino, then 8 for Simon. But again, the assist, when you compare the differentials between the two teams, despite the close score, only 1 assist there for Toxic Units. But we have 6 for Team Gravity, and that matters as much as anything. That's what buys them so much success here in VRML. You'll excuse me for a moment as I attempt to super hydrate. If I can keep casting.
Round starting in 14, 13, 12.
All right, here we go. Off the first joust of this second matchup will be Al Pacino for Team Gravity, taking that one way. Simon distributing to Viatrex, and Viatrex backing it out, working their triangle offense in the back line while they just have one in the front over there. You can see Lewis being contested on Pac-Man. And actually, nice contest here, so double stuns. Toxic Units just trying to cause some trouble and almost getting that through. Look at how quickly the other stack tried to pounce on it. Now just struggling to find the disc. An awful lot of changes of possession here. Neither team coming up quite ahead. Just back and forth it'll go, and finally back to the hands. Only for a moment it's going to be to Team Gravity. Once again back to Lewis. A great tap out. Does not find Viatrex quite though. So Sir Dominic will obtain it, but be punched out by Viatrex, and now Viatrex punches out the pass with the little tap to Al Pacino. Gotta love the tap passes. Just great at keeping defenses off balance. They're so quick. You can get the accuracy with it. Going off now for a shot, and there's Simon from down low. He'll collect the disc, gather himself a little bit, and just squeeze it through that angle from the bottom. So 2 points. It took about a minute, a little bit over a minute, to obtain the first score of this game, this second round match. Now launching back out, Lowrider will try and get it through the stack, but that is going to be a tight fit because they'll get a handle of it. And now over for the shot. It's Viatrex. That recollect. The stack just paying huge dividends there on the other end, causing the turnover there. And despite the missed shot, because of Viatrex being positioned on the other side so well, he will get that shot. So no significant stack pressure here will result in Lowrider throwing a pass on over. Lewis will get possession for his team, though, causing a turnover here. So Simon now finding the aforementioned Lewis as it goes deep into the other lane and into the 2-point zone. Bit of a dangerous area here. Viatrex and Sir Dominic are going to contest each other. Dominic getting the better of the grab, but Viatrex getting the better of the punch. So Taco on Thursday finds a clear. Now goes back to Team Gravity as they go for the clear and the boost. Lewis positioning out at Pac-Man, trying to evade the defense. But on the other side, Sir Dominic again in that midfield, causing a lot of trouble. You can see Toxic Units, they're not afraid to send 1 or 2 people out into that 3-point land just to try and contest Team Gravity so they don't work it up freely into the 2-point area. And again, so playing the outer edge, it is Sir Dominic again. He has been really great on the brawls so far. He is really giving them a heavy hand to deal with here every time Team Gravity tries to work up into the 2-point zone. Now there they will go to Simon. Now that one is going to be a good look, perhaps the best look they've had all day, but actually not capitalizing. Fortunately, Simon comes away with it and almost hits the shot. Flailing for the rebound now is bad internet. Simon just as well trying to mail in a shot for his team. But another turnover, and Sir Dominic again. He has been very impressive here, but not quite as, well, I suppose, as impressive as a stack from Team Gravity because they're making up for any missed plays based off of that speed. So again, look at how fast they get back to the front line off that turnover. And look at that shot, almost beautiful, the coordination there. The goalie was punched out, but just couldn't quite nail it. But that one somehow, after all that fantastic defense, Simon will finally get a shot through, and perhaps the most difficult one of the shots that they've taken, considering it was a 3-point shot off the backboard, but still manages to squeeze it through. So 8-point lead now for Team Gravity. But Toxic Units doing some work. For those who are just joining us here, this is the second round. Team Gravity won the first round by only 1 goal. It was a 2-point victory, 13-11 in the first round. And it came down to a final score in the last 20 seconds or so to win it. But now, Lowrider will come in there from the bottom and go bottoms up to create their first couple points. I mentioned before this stream started, before this match started, Toxic Units being one of those teams who are really having a good season, kind of contesting just outside that top 3 or 4 area
Here we go.
with teams like, Blast, Team Gravity, Backlash, Smash Dash, and so on. And they haven't been able to get all the wins against those teams that they've wanted, but they've contested them. They've had success against all the other teams kind of right there floating in the mid-ranks and such. So for Toxic Units, they're just trying to find some momentum and kind of find, a shot! What a goal that was by Simon. A no-look flinger. And that bears looking back at if we can here on the replay. What a series of passes. You can see the triangle working deep in the midfield, and then Simon just tossing it back up. Effortless, but gorgeous just the same. Now Taco will be brained by that stun, and now the turnover as a result. It's going to be a 3-pointer for Lewis. So punishing there. It's punishing the turnover. I mean, Taco had gotten knocked out, and it was just kind of floating for a moment, but you see how quickly they pounced on that turnover to actually make something good happen for it on the offensive end. So that is the power of the speed. Once again, right on cue, it is another 3 from Lewis. Shooting that from St. Louis. So one more time, look, a briefest of turnovers, and look at how quickly that stack punished the defense. Punished with the 3-point shot. It is uncanny how quick they are. Just pounce on every opportunity. Line up every shot. There's another one. Forcing the turnover. The miss is there. The slap. Playing some volleyball with the spikes from both Simon and Taco on Thursday. So this became volleyball arena just for a moment. Al Pacino retaining possession. Some slap passes, some tap passes coming in. With one more down low, gonna bounce around to Al Pacino. He will go to Simon, and Simon is in for the goal, 18-2. So now the momentum building firmly for Team Gravity in the second round after what was a highly contested first. First round ending 13-11 in the last 20 seconds. Second round though, 18-2 with 2.5 left. So right now, Team Gravity may be being woken up by that first round. For as great as Toxic Units has played and for as great as their defenses have been, right there, Al Pacino with some defense again. I mean, Sir Dominic here has contributed as much as anyone as far as just the brawls and midfield defense. Has caused a lot of great opportunities for his team. But now creating maybe an opportunity for Team Gravity off a turnover. Looks like Toxic Units doing a good job of brawling and then getting to the disc first. But then the return, pouncing again. Now I've used that word a lot, but it's just such an apt description. It's going in there for the 2 and 20-2 lead. Because really, it's like in the snap of a finger. The second the disc is loose anywhere, it doesn't even have to be a full-fledged turnover. It could just be, a loose pass or a slight bounce off a wall, but the second the disc is out of the hands of Toxic Units, that Gravity stack, one of the 2 stacks, are always there. It's so punishing. And how do you deal with it? We've seen similar things on the other end for North America. We've seen that from Synapse. Oh, but nice save there from Taco, dipping in for the save. Simon trying for the steez, but will not find the breeze on that one. Just getting kind of blown out of the goal. But Al Pacino rolling in, and off the dive, he will find the game round-ending shot there for the Mercy, 22-2. A much stronger performance there in the second round for Team Gravity. So quick look at those stats. And hello, by the way, to Single Shot in the chat. Thanks for stopping by. Stop with the replays. Yeah, they're coming there in a flurry for a little while, just off of turnovers and things like that. Definitely more than a single shot had by Team Gravity in this round. Quite the variety of it, as you can see here. I mean, 17 points now for Simon. He's quite frequently the highest scorer on Team Gravity, although all of them usually get on the board with plenty of points and plenty of assists. You can see the 7 assists there for Al Pacino. Meanwhile, Viatrex contributing, along with the points and assists, 29 stuns. That's a quite frequent thing from him too. And Lewis, the 9 points, 2 assists, as well as the 21 stuns. Over on Toxic Units, only held the 2 points that round, 4 apiece for Sir Dominic and Lowrider throughout the 2 rounds, 3 for Bad Internet, 2 for Taco on Thursday. The game high 31 stuns going to Lowrider right now for his team. But just not as much luck getting on the board compared to the first. So with that said, we will be off now to round 3. Getting ready here. As the quick rollout will result in a quick turnaround back to Toxic Units. Man. Now a pass to Bad Internet will find from Sir Dominic will find Bad Internet, and he'll find the goal. My apologies there. I was trying to reach for a drink. I should know better than to drink in the middle of a play, especially in an EU game. Very rarely works out. Too fast, too furious for me. But my voice is getting mighty gravelly this week. So a good thing in a way that we're looking at the final week of preseason, so maybe I can still salvage some of my voice left after this. Who knows? We'll say, as far as the finals and those big games on Sunday are concerned. Really looking forward to a potential rematch as a shot goes in, and there you go. Taco on Thursday being bothered there by Simon, I think it was, on the stuns. Viatrex capitalizing on the shot. Usually it's Via going for those stuns, if nothing else, but just great coordination to find themselves a 3-point play. But yeah, as I was getting at the finals matches for these regions on Sunday, the top 4 teams for each. Really looking forward to any potential rematch between Team Gravity and Backlash as well. Going in for just a deep shot again, and we've seen it from that bottom corner before, and they will do it again right there. Just again off the quick turnover, the immediate capitalization based off that. So very punishing on the approaches and going right for those 3-point shots right in that lower corner. Able to do it with some efficiency, with some speed, with some greed, in fact. They are hungry to score those points as often as possible. Not a bad thing in Echo Arena, obviously. You want to be greedy on the offensive end. But here will be some brawls going out, and that's a nice take there from Lowrider without a doubt. So he'll go around to tie it up at 6. So maybe now, after the competitive first round, second round not quite as close, but now it's 6 apiece. So already Toxic Units tripling up on their scoring total for the second round with the 6 points and the tie. So maybe looking at ourselves at a closer third round, much like the first. Viatrex obviously doesn't want that to happen, so he's just going to roll it up the floor here, pass it off to the Pac-Man, and now look for their patient offense. You can see that beautiful positioning here from their team. But just as well, Toxic covering the lanes pretty decently. Oh, but a little duck through. Sidestepped, in fact, by Lewis. And that will result in the goal for them. So Lewis there, just walking out in, you would think they're going to go for a pass because, you know, that's what they do. But look at that. The sidestep with some style. Going the full mile from the half court to the center of the goal. Just rolling it up the floor himself. So now another almost turnover off this joust. And in fact, it will be their immediate redirect. The bounce shot will be got. Simon again. Such an offensive talent he is, showing that throughout this season. The immediate redirect from that Team Gravity stack, even in short range, are just able to cause so much havoc. Right there, they do get that one through for Toxic Units. The backline boost coming through nicely, so good speed from them. Taco couldn't handle the pass there. It was a bit forced hard on the pass by the Team Gravity stack approaching. So now going for that goal, and Lewis this time. So once again, was a contested first couple minutes, but Team Gravity just pulling away based on some open threes, and that's kind of the double-edged sword of a lot of this style of European matchups where they really are stack heavy, double stack heavy, things like that, is that they're playing so much on the clear and boost and on the stacks that they leave the goals quite open for threes. So it's kind of you know, you live by the speed, die by the speed at times. And depending on the teams, depending on the matchups, for a lot of these European teams, they certainly live by it and thrive by it, Team Gravity being one of those teams.
4, 3, 2, 1.
Backlash is just as well, but it is very tough to deal with those. So a overtake here as Viatrex comes away with it down low. Now he's going to look for a back out to Al Pacino. And Al Pacino will go to the barrier. Simon, oh, the soft carrier. Just breaking himself before he breaks through the goal for a couple points. I'm not even sure if I should replay that, but I guess I will.
7, 6, 5.
I mean, look at this. He receives it, winds it up, then goes in slow motion. And oh no, that is a miscommunication, and hopefully it won't be punished, but alas it will. So a miscue or misgrab going on, and as a result, Team Gravity kind of doing what they've done and just, you know, bulldozing over those mistakes. But they're just they're tough to deal with. Certainly a benefit of being on the caster's table, so to speak, versus me playing against these guys right now. Although, obviously, you know, I've had my share of battles with Team Gravity, to say the least. Granted, most of the ones that I battled with are no longer Team Gravity. But in spirit, anyways, Viatrex, the one remaining player from Team Gravity, you know, from the old 2017, 2018 days that I had so many great matchups with at lands. But now, look at Lowrider. He lands a shot for the 8th point on Toxic Units. 3.5 left.
12, 11, 10, 9, 8,
But yeah, and completely separate from the the matches themselves, like separate from this match and separate from the games. Team Gravity just one of my, you know, favorite teams in general, as far as just from a people standpoint. You know, they're coming in here for a beautiful save. Taco on Thursday. He will find the way, but right back into the hands of Viatrex. Coming on up here, Al Pacino looking for a duck, but some more good defense, maybe causing a turnover. Now rolling on over. Do we get another look at that save, if possible? And now going in, though, Sir Dominic coming in. Low rider as well. Will he do it again? Absolutely will. So some late goals coming from Low Rider here to make the margins that much closer. I think the game itself may be out of reach for a comeback. I mean, you never know, but it's pretty narrow at this point. But definitely could still get on that scoreboard a little bit more, make that differential all the more close. Now, Team Gravity rolling out. And yeah, as I was mentioning, though, these guys, you know, all the time I've spent with them, especially the original Team Gravity guys at LANs, always an enjoyable time. Viatrex, he's going to enjoy his time here, finding a shot right on line from the bottom slice. That's kind of my big hope, though, is, you know, eventually one of these seasons and what we're doing right now with VRML, it'll lead to some LAN opportunities in the future. If not, you know, to play, if not to cast, if just to revisit with the community, see all these old faces and these new faces. I mean, again, these new Team Gravity players here, Simon and Lewis, you know, recently joining the team over the off season. And obviously doing a great job. I mean, the thing is, coming in here, Taco getting stunned. Excuse me. By Viatrex. And now Simon going for a shot will be a little bit low. But yeah, Simon and Lewis, as they come here on the approach and go for that 3 that'll bounce out. Now, newer players to Team Gravity. Certainly not to the game. Ultra talented. I knew Lewis, I want to say, was Lewis on Pick Puppies last season? With Slyn, I think. I feel like he was. Been a while, so I watched a lot of those European games last season. You know, Tutorial Bot, Malaran casting a lot of those. Jersey at times, I think. So, you know, those were fun watches. That's how I kind of kept up to date with the EU scene. But But I will say, from Simon and Lewis, I did not. Ugh. Ugh. Just, again, the passing plays from them. They're two players that I wasn't highly aware of in the past. And, they were outside those top few teams previously. But they're coming in here in this VRML preseason and going into Season 1, establishing themselves, at least, not that they weren't already, but at least in the eyes of a layman like me, or who didn't have enough experience watching EU games all the time. They came in here and they've really, really just impressed and established themselves, obviously, as top players of this game. And there's a reason why they're on Team Gravity. That much is clear. But with that said, that is the end of the third round. There's your look at the stats. That's not correct at all. Try to fix that. There we go. But Team Gravity will take away the series, 25-10. You can see the 30 points leading it for Simon. He had a dominant game, 4 assists as well. 42 stuns for Viatrex. That's going to be tied for the high with the lowrider in the other team for Toxic Units. Lewis with 16 points, 3 assists. Now for Toxic Units, it's lowrider with 11 points for his team. So the new player, that's twice in a row, I believe now, since lowrider's joined, that he's had the highest score for his team. 6 points for Bad Internet, 2 for Taco Thursday, 4 for Sir Dominic, 3 saves for Taco, and then look at the stuns as well. 34 for Bad Internet, 42 for Lowrider, 25 for Sir Dominic. Just impeccable effort there. And Sir Dominic contributing the 4 points as well as that 4 assists, and assists are always super important for getting your team involved and important for the chemistry, obviously. So always good to see that. But when you look at the team stats now, the 63% of possession time, I mean, almost 4.5 minutes of extra possession time for Team Gravity. Just over and over on the stacks, recollecting the disc. They had 37 shots to the 23 of Toxic Units, as well as 19 assists. Just incredible numbers on their behalf. The saves count about even, the steals count even, the stuns pretty even. So really, that game just came down to the possession time. It came down to the extra shots, and that's what brought them so much success here in this this series. And again, I mean, look, like Viatrex with 38 passes. Regardless of how many assists he did or didn't get, it's that kind of team chemistry that is so fun to watch. But now, with that said, that will be the end of this game. This is the only European match for this Wednesday, at least as of now, unless anything gets scheduled last minute. We do have, as of now, 2 North American matches coming up later on in the day. It'll be Ironic versus Nova. That's at 7 p.m. Central Time. And then at 10 p.m. Central Time, Synapse versus Rampage. So look forward to both of those games, at least camming and or casting some of them. And then we'll be right back with some more. On Thursday, we have Backlash versus the Toxic Unit team we just saw here. And then we have Team Gravity versus Blast as well. And that's going to be, no doubt, a fun one. And then there's actually a bunch of games on Thursday. So won't go through all of them, but we have, looks like 7 or 8 or so. So definitely join me for those. But joining me for this one, thank you over there in Twitch chat, over in the stream. Hope you all enjoyed. Congratulations to Team Gravity for the win, and Toxic Units for still a very impressive performance. That first round was fantastic. Second round, not quite as much in their favor, obviously, but by the third, a bit more even, at least in the sense that they got 10 points on the board. They contested, they had some nice defense. It was still a good showing by them. So until next time, though, I've been Palidore. This has been VRML Preseason. Multi, thank you for watching. And my pleasure to cast. Always love doing it, even if my voice is progressively dying, as you can hear. Although, I think the tea I had really dried out my throat. That doesn't help, so. Note to self, drink a different tea next time. But, yeah. Thanks for joining me, and we'll see you guys next time.